What started as a simple Mother's Day celebration has now turned into one of the most talked about and heavily dissected celebrity situations of the year. And the most surprising part is that the loudest voice in the entire situation is actually no voice at all. It is silence. And that silence has pushed the internet into non-stop debate, speculation, and overanalysis. Right now, everyone is watching Claressa Shie. Everyone is talking about Papoose. Some people are defending Remy. Others are breaking down every clip, every angle, and every expression like it is evidence in a major case. But unexpectedly, the person who keeps coming up again and again in online discussions is Papoose's mother. And the reason is not something she said or did, but what she did not do. She has not publicly commented, reacted, posted, or acknowledged anything related to the situation. That silence has now become one of the biggest talking points in the entire conversation. To understand how this situation became so viral, we have to go back to how it started. During Mother's Day weekend, Claressa Shie appeared alongside Papoose in a series of public moments that quickly started circulating online. At first, it looked like a normal celebrity appearance. Nothing unusual. Just social media posts, event footage, and casual interactions that would normally come and go without much attention. But social media rarely leaves things at the surface level. Once the clips started spreading, people began noticing details that made them pause. Claressa Shie was consistently seen around Papoose throughout the weekend. It was not just one appearance or one photo. It was repeated moments, different angles, and multiple posts that showed them in close proximity. That is when the internet started doing what it always does. It began connecting dots, whether those dots were officially connected or not. People quickly brought up the well-known history involving Papoose and Remy. Their long relationship, marriage, public loyalty, and years of shared life were all part of the public record. Because of that history, any new appearance involving Papoose naturally gets more attention than usual. So when Claressa Shie appeared in that same environment during a family-focused weekend, viewers immediately started framing it within a bigger narrative. What was originally just footage from a celebration slowly turned into a full online debate about relationships, boundaries, timing, and public perception. The situation escalated further when people began discussing the nature of the gathering itself. Online discussions suggested that parts of the weekend involved a family-style Mother's Day setting that included important women connected to Papoose's life. This reportedly included his mother, relatives, and close family members. That detail changed how people interpreted the footage. Because Claressa Shie was seen in that same space, the internet began questioning how she was included, and what that inclusion meant. Some people felt it was completely normal and harmless, just a guest being present at a public or semi-public gathering. Others felt the timing and visibility made it appear more significant than a casual appearance. Once those two interpretations formed, the comment sections exploded. As more clips surfaced, the internet entered full analysis mode. Every video was slowed down, replayed, and examined. Every expression became meaningful. Every movement was interpreted as intentional or emotional. Claressa Shie was seen smiling in many clips, appearing engaged, recording moments, and interacting naturally. Her supporters interpreted this as confidence and comfort, saying she was simply enjoying the moment without worrying about online speculation. However, critics viewed the same footage differently. They argued that the energy felt overly intentional, suggesting she might be aware of the public attention and leaning into it rather than ignoring it. Then the focus shifted to Papoose. In several clips, viewers claimed he appeared less expressive compared to others around him. Some said he looked distracted at times, occasionally focused on his phone or not fully engaged in the moment. Others disagreed completely and said he looked normal, and that the internet was exaggerating neutral behavior into something deeper. But once a narrative begins online, it becomes difficult to stop. What made the situation even more intense was how quickly people began assigning meaning to small details. A glance, a pause, or a lack of reaction became enough for thousands of comments to form opinions. Entire threads were built around single seconds of video. At the same time, another layer of the situation started gaining attention: Papoose's mother. According to online discussions, the Mother's Day weekend included a family-oriented gathering involving key women connected to Papoose's life. This is where expectations from the internet started to play a major role. People assumed that if Claressa Shie was present in such a setting, there would be visible acknowledgement from the family. But that did not happen publicly. Papoose's mother did not post about the event. She did not make any public comments. She did not acknowledge the online conversation. She remained completely silent. And in the age of social media, silence is never ignored. For some viewers, this silence meant nothing at all. They believed she simply chose privacy and did not feel the need to engage with online speculation. But for others, the silence became meaningful. They began asking whether it suggested discomfort, neutrality, or a deliberate decision not to publicly validate anything happening around the situation. Once that idea spread, it became one of the central points of discussion. At the same time, Remy also remained publicly silent. She did not issue statements, post reactions, or directly address the situation online. This added another layer of interpretation. Some people saw her silence as strength and composure, suggesting that she did not need to respond to online discussions. Others interpreted it differently, saying silence often increases curiosity and speculation in situations like this. With multiple key figures remaining silent, the internet filled in the gaps with theories. Different camps quickly formed. One group strongly defended Claressa Shie, arguing that she is being unfairly judged for simply appearing in public moments. They believe social media often overanalyzes women in celebrity environments and turns ordinary interactions into unnecessary drama. Another group felt that the situation should not be dismissed so easily. They argued that public history, timing, and context matter, and that people naturally react when they see overlapping personal and family connections playing out publicly. There was also a middle group that simply observed the situation without taking a strong side, focusing more on how quickly narratives form online rather than the details of the situation itself. As the debate grew, TikTok edits, YouTube commentary videos, and social media threads began amplifying every detail. Slow-motion breakdowns, zoomed-in reactions, and caption analysis all contributed to the growing attention. A single facial expression became a talking point. A missing repost became a theory. A silent moment became a headline. The situation evolved from a simple weekend appearance into a full online narrative built entirely from fragmented visuals and interpretations. One of the biggest reasons the conversation continued to grow was timing. The entire situation unfolded during Mother's Day weekend, a time that naturally carries emotional weight and family significance. Because of that, viewers interpreted everything through a more sensitive lens. What might have been seen as a normal public appearance on another weekend suddenly felt more meaningful to online audiences. As the discussion expanded, it became clear that nobody involved had fully explained what the situation actually was from their perspective. There were no detailed clarifications, no joint statements, and no official breakdowns addressing the online speculation. And in the absence of explanations, the internet did what it always does. It created its own version of the story. Some people believe the entire situation is being overanalyzed and turned into unnecessary drama based on short clips and assumptions. Others believe that public behavior and timing naturally invite interpretation, especially when multiple known figures are involved. Meanwhile, supporters of Remy continue to emphasize her history and long-term relationship with Papoose, saying that years of public loyalty cannot be erased or replaced by viral moments. Supporters of Claressa Shie argue that she is being unfairly judged for existing in spaces where she is visible and confident. But through all of the arguments, one thing continues to stand out above everything else. Papoose's mother remains silent. No posts, no comments, no reactions, no public engagement. And that silence has now become the center of interpretation. Some see it as nothing more than personal privacy. Others see it as something that adds meaning to the situation. And many simply see it as the detail that keeps the entire conversation alive. At this point, every new clip, every post, and every appearance connected to this situation gets analyzed instantly. The internet is no longer just watching the story. It is actively shaping it in real time. And that is what makes this situation different from typical celebrity gossip. It is not just about what is happening. It is about how millions of people are interpreting what they think is happening, without ever having full confirmation. In the end, this entire situation shows how quickly modern celebrity moments can transform into large-scale online narratives. A simple appearance becomes a debate, a family moment becomes a discussion, and silence becomes one of the loudest elements of all. Now the question remains open. Is the internet reading too deeply into ordinary moments, or is there something meaningful behind the silence that everyone keeps noticing?